Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. I am here with Mega Good Vibes, our little saucy beaver. So I do have the cards laid out, and it's only because I haven't posted in a few days. And normally when I do a reading, I don't like to turn on the camera, record, or feel that need to be watched or have to watch what I say. So I kind of shuffle the cards and I pray over them, and I use my full deck today. I've used crystals to cover up some of the images, but I don't know, I can't split the deck anymore. I need to be fully united with this deck. So I wanted to come back and share this reading. It's going to be thoughts from the divine masculine, because the major arcanas that came out was the Temperance, the Chariot, and the Judgment card. Now, the energy that I'm getting here is, a lot of your masculines there's no turning back, okay? They've seen you, and once they've seen you, they can't unsee you. For many of them, they have felt you. Once they've felt you, they can't unfeel you. For some of you, your energy is... It's following around your divine masculine wherever they go. They can smell you wherever they go. I feel like your scent is permanently ingrained. It's very pleasant as well. They just get a whiff of you in the air, and you may not be anywhere near them, and it is so refreshing. I feel like many of you are bonding very deeply on a telepathic level as well. So for those of you in the past who might have resonated with past readings where I talked about not feeling your twin through telepathy anymore, you've stopped dreaming about them, I feel like this reading represents many of you who will be getting that back, okay? You're going to be getting back that communication on the 5D, and it's because your love life is ascending, okay? And I know that card is represented in the Romance Angel Oracle deck. Engagement, I think, is the card. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And it doesn't mean like marriage or engagement or anything like that, physically. It just means the energy of ascension, okay? So many of you are ascending to a different level on your journey. So you could be very new to the twin flame journey, and then all of a sudden there's a turn of the tables where your twin flame ends up communicating somehow. Maybe they follow you on social media. Maybe they like a post and you're like, oh, OMG, because you were the one watching them from afar, and then you get your confirmation that they're also watching you, okay? So it could be something like that. It could be some of you meeting in the physical for the first time. It could be some of you, I'm hearing relocating, okay? You may not have met your twin yet, but maybe they don't know that you've relocated in order to be closer to them. That's another energy I've been picking up on very heavily with some of you. It's like they've relocated, but you have zero clue that they have done that because there's been no communication. But the confirmation of why you're feeling their energy so heavily, maybe very sensually all of a sudden, it's because they're closer to you, okay? Many of them are thinking about you at this time. So what I'm getting from the masculines with the Temperance card is that, they see you as very balanced, okay? The sensual energy between you two, the chemistry, the attraction, it may be very high right now, because I feel like a lot of your masculines are coming in with needing or wanting healing. They want your touch, they want your energy, they want communication, and when they get that with you, you're giving off this energy of temperance, okay? So it is balanced, okay? You're very balanced in your feminine and masculine energy. You really know how to nurture this masculine in a way that they've never been nurtured before. You treat them in a way that they've never been treated before, and you take care of them in a way that for you is very organic and natural, but for them, they're a little bit taken back by some of your gestures when they are with you. It is so warm and kind, but at the same time, you may be very straightforward, you may be very blunt. I'm getting at times this person might feel masculine energy coming off from you because of how blunt you can be, how straightforward you can be. You could be a divine feminine that's very independent. You take care of yourself, which is why you might surprise them in the way that you're able to nurture them right back. Okay, and the Chariot card here, For me, okay, so it is a man here, and he's laying on the bed, and he's almost touching her. She's asleep. There's two auks in the background wanting to go off in different directions. I'll try to pick up the card and give you guys a glimpse here, without showing too much. But I feel like this is a divine masculine who doesn't want to be pulled in two directions any further. Okay, so they're willing to take action now towards what it is they desire, what it is they want, and it's you, and it's putting them under judgment. Okay, so because of their decision to come closer to you, to make a lot of big move towards you, it's stirring up a lot of, like, I'm hearing chatter. Okay, so it's stirring up a lot of chatter. Maybe your divine masculines are feeling kind of tied down, or again with the Chariot here, pulled in a lot of directions, and because they're being pulled in different directions, they now want to make their own decision. That's what's really pushing them to be their own person, to be their own man or woman, without needing to ask people or validate. And I'm hearing a lot about people pleasing. Okay, so many of your masculines have dealt with like karmic, like either parents or siblings, where they feel like they need their approval for certain things. But I'm hearing with the Judgment card, because your counterparts, there's a lot of string here tying these three together. Okay, so a third energy has been created with many of you communicating or connecting more with one another. And that third energy, guys, I feel so scratchy in my throat. Let me just get a drink of water. 1 second. I know many readers have been talking about throat chakra stuff, and I feel too like this Judgment card means, like, a lot of your masculines through this journey and meeting the divine feminine, the way they see you move about in life, divine feminine, that was part of the tables turning, where you started exuding this temperance. Okay, so even though you're the feminine, there might have been certain circumstances in your life where you demonstrated to your masculine counterpart what the masculine energy looks like. So because you were able to do it as a feminine, they now feel that, okay, I want to start exuding those qualities as well. So you might, I don't know, like, you might be fiercely independent. You might live on your own. You might take care of yourself or your family. You might even take care of, like, your community somehow. You might be this great nurturer, right? Like, not only do you take care of yourself and your home and your children and maybe your pets, but, maybe you have your own business on the side as well. And maybe you, on top of that, find ways to nurture your community or give back to others in your community. You have a lot going on as a divine feminine, and I feel like it makes your masculines want to take action with the Chariot card here, plant seeds of their own, but in a very creative way, have multiple businesses going. I think many of your masculines have felt really stuck, and since connecting with you or reaching out to you, it's like they feel your strength. So even though with the 5 there, many of them are going through a lot of changes, I feel like a lot of your masculines may be trying to balance, their pentacles, their mental state of mind. A lot of them are fighting off addictions, drinking, doing drugs, trying to focus, again, really hard on, working more, their pentacles, their stability. And what they're seeing is by trying to balance your stability, you have to give up lower vibrational things that drown your energy, right? So a lot of your masculines are seeing that, like, the strength here that you're carrying, divine feminine. I feel like a lot of your masculines stop and they're like, how the hell does she do all of it? Like, I feel like for them, they may be like, drained at the end of a work day, and then they have to come home and do things like, take care of their home and themselves. And so I feel like they're learning somehow to just consistently be on the go with the feminine's energy. But what I feel like the feminine is teaching them is that, the energy comes from having a clean home, having a clean space, being on the go because you know that you're doing something healthy and productive for yourself. So I feel like many of the feminines are coming through as very like gentle and cleansing. I feel like a lot of your masculines, after connecting with you, they feel more energetic. Something about you two connecting or touching or looking at each other, exchanging conversation, exchanging pictures as well, because I see a lot of masculines zooming in and looking at your eyes a lot, Divine Feminine. All of it's very healing, okay? Because they're going through a lot with this whole twin flame thing, okay? Many of you have mastered the twin flame journey. If you're in the feminine energy at the core, you find that you're in that frequency most of the time. Like you've mastered temperance here. Excuse me, guys. With this strength here, like you've mastered temperance. So there's something about your masculines learning from you. Another message I've been getting is like, if you're a divine masculine that's a male, you might find yourself saying like, this divine feminine has a way of like turning a boy into a man type of thing. I don't know why that's coming through, but it's like the way he's charging towards her on a horse. And just the fact that she's wearing lingerie kind of speaks to me as like a mature woman. And so a lot of your masculines are trying to catch up to this mature woman is what I feel. You're just not what they expected. Maybe they've gone through life dealing with other energies or with other relationships or karmic partners where they've kind of they've led, you know what I mean? But look at the irony on this card. It's like he's charging off on this horse, going in the same direction that she's going on, except she's on foot. It's like they've never met a divine feminine that also leads in her own life. You bring something to the table. You're not going towards your masculine hoping that, he will, take over and, have you and nurture you and lead. I feel like, it seems as though like that's more like traditional for him. You might be one of those divine feminines where like you love all of those qualities about him that he wants to be able to, like what I'm getting is like you might have a divine masculine that is very traditional in the sense where if like you're the feminine, like they don't want you to like work, right? They want you to like, stay home and you take care of the kids and you do all those things. But I feel like at the core, like you can still do those things, but you want more. Like you want to be able to earn pentacles and you want to be able to do it all. And the reason you want to be able to do it all is because you want to be able to take care of more than your home and your children. You want to be able to take care of your community. Okay, and that's what I feel like is shifting for the Divine Feminine Collective, is that, a lot of you are stepping into your Divine Feminine energy, and the reason you've been balancing your temperance energy and the masculine, on the masculine side here is because, you don't just expect your masculine to be the one earning pentacles, because that's the masculine role. I feel like the lesson that's coming to the twin flames is that imagine what we could both do if we were both in our divine masculine and divine feminine energies, rather than being like, here's a divine masculine and here's a divine feminine. How about temperance, which is masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine? It's like 4 hands are better than 2. What am I trying to say, Mega? 4 hands. 2 hands are better than 1, 4 hands. You guys get what I mean, right? Like it's better to have both people operating in both energies when you need it. And that's what I feel like is the next wave of lessons for the twins. So many of you might be in like the nitty-gritty of learning these things where like balance is key, right? Because a lot of us are like in the 3D, many of us are stuck in relationships where, women are expected to go out there and earn, but at the same time, it's like you're frazzled as to how to do both. Right? And what I've noticed in society is like sometimes like a woman might have a career of her own, and it's like the minute she meets a man who is able to be the provider, she starts popping out baby after baby after baby, because ideally she doesn't want to have to go back to the workplace because she enjoys the role of being a mother. But what if she could do both, where you don't have to necessarily be away from your children in order to earn? Okay, so I feel like that's like a natural shift that's happening in the collective as well, where many feminines are stepping up and they're using their creativity. And that's for many of you who are on these twin flame journeys, right? Like, there's a lot of people who observe you and who watch you, divine feminine. And many of you know this already, okay? But it's a huge confirmation that, like, many people learn from you and they like the way that you move, and you inspire many feminines who are women and who are mothers, to truly go out there and use their creative energy to attract everything that they need. Okay, I feel like that's feminine energy, because many of you may be wondering, like, how would I do both? It's creative energy that's going to help you do that. Okay, so call in creative energy. It's going to take like a time out of you actually sitting down and talking to your ancestors and your angels, and tapping back into the things that make you feel good. And honestly, like, work when the kids are asleep, work out a schedule when they're at school, or any spare time that you have. It's going to take that go, go, go energy, okay? Because of many of the feminines doing things in their own way, okay? A lot of your masculines are breaking away from routine. They don't want to hide from the connection anymore. They don't want to hide you. They don't want to hide the interaction with you. I feel like many people around them already know that the change of energy that this masculine is feeling, it has a lot to do with this divine feminine. And what's happening is, I feel like a lot of people are starting to mind their own business when it comes to this divine masculine and feminine, because I think in the past, many people had their own opinions. Maybe many people might have laughed or pointed fingers, or kind of like shaken their finger at the connection type of thing. But I feel like time and time again, it's the energy of this feminine. I feel like if you're in the feminine, or you're tuned into this reading, or you're watching, like, you have a way of fiercely protecting this connection and fiercely showing up, to make other people eat their own words, or like you have a way of making other people feel kind of stupid for judging you, or for like not believing in you, or like, you went after your own goals and dreams and passions, including this twin flame journey and maybe your counterpart. And I think once upon a time, people thought you were delusional, and now you're making it happen every step of the way, including this divine masculine now going through a lot of changes to come towards you. Like, I feel like nothing can stop this divine masculine from making this connection ascend. Okay, so many of you are like peeling off layers of the connection and going even deeper with each other. A lot of your masculines are unlocking a lot of like sensual, even sexual energy within you, divine feminine. And like, signs of this could be like feeling very heated, because in this card here, I won't show, but she's not wearing any bottoms, which is why I can't show the card here, but he's like kind of reaching towards it. If you notice the position of his fingers as well, it's kind of saucy. If you guys catch my drift, you know what he's up to. So these kinds of things that the masculines are, they're kind of bringing to the table this new, like, attraction and chemistry and sensual energy, and it's making the divine feminine just go to new heights, go to new levels. And again, as we know, the sensual energy can, like, it's kundalini energy, okay? So it makes that kundalini, that snake that's coiled up in your spine, like, do a little bit of a stretch, and with that stretch, many of you are going to get a lot of creative energy coming through. Like, it's a beautiful sunny day today too, so it tells me, like, the sun card, masculine energy. The masculine is bringing through, like, like refreshing energy. I feel like he is like fertilizing the feminine. Like, I am getting this image of like planting, like planting a flower, and just taking time to watch this flower blossom. Okay, and another thing too I'm getting with the Six of Wands card is that, like, a lot of your masculines can sense that they are setting you off in a sense. They are opening up a can of worms in terms of your sensuality or sexuality. And one thing that they want to, remind you of is, like, don't get too carried away. When that energy comes to you, divine feminine, it like the shadow side of it can feel very addictive. If many of you have communicated with your masculines, or exchanged energy with them. And it doesn't matter if it's in the physical or not. Like, it could just be through texting, or if it is in the physical, many of you are like sensually connecting with your counterparts. But again, even if you're not connecting with them sensually, it could be like, exchanging photos of yourself or video chatting with one another, like things like that. Once you start exchanging that type of energy, I feel like what your masculines are trying to say in this Six of Wands is like, they don't want you to even think for a second of giving that away to anybody else, because they can sense that you are like a cat in heat. I don't know if any of you have ever witnessed a cat in heat. They cry and meow and do all kinds of howling at night, because it's like they just need a fix, you know what I mean? And so, like, I'm getting through this card that many of your masculines, like, because the telepathy is growing, they can feel your thoughts. They might be a lot more psychic than you guys realize as well. They might know what you're up to. I feel like they're like, don't you even think about it, okay? Because they want to be the ones to, I don't know why all the cat puns, but they want to be the one to scratch that itch type of thing. And they want to be the only ones to do that, all right? So, Maggie Lee, what do you say? You say we call it? Do we call it? She's like, nah, just get another card. I'm too sleepy with the sound of your voice. All right, guys, we'll call it a reading. We'll go ahead and end off by using the romance angels here to have your divine masculine send you a message. What is in their heart space for you at this time? Divine feminine, what do they want you to know? What do the romance angels want you to know? What do you need to be aware of, divine feminine? What does your masculine want to communicate? Just one precise message, universe. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut it right in half so we get one message. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Didn't I tell you? Oh my, I was thinking about it in my head when I was shuffling this deck. And I'm like, wouldn't it be crazy if the card came out? Because I know I did talk about the engagement card. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And you know what? That commitment thing is, your masculine is committed to you. Okay, a lot of you are interacting very sensually. And again, it doesn't even have to be in the physical. Once you exchange that burst of erotic and sensual energy, your bond ascends. And that is why the chemistry and the sexuality and stuff like that is there for many of you on this journey. It is because, your bond deepens, your bond grows through connecting very sensually in that way. It can't be broken after that. Once you guys cross that line, I feel like there's no turning back after that. Okay, and that's exactly why your love life is ascending. I cannot believe this card came out. All right, guys, I love you. Me and Mega adore you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thanks for being patient with me while me and Mega took a little bit of a break. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the future readings to come. I'm going to be revamping Patreon because there's going to be the 18 plus sensual readings on there, as well as access to one-on-one messaging. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be breaking that down to just one tier. I'll keep you guys posted, especially if you're with me on Patreon. I will be hopping on and updating you guys as soon as possible. All right, guys, we love you. Take care. Catch you in the next reading. Bye.